Before we start this video, I want to take a 5-second moment of silence for all the people that passed away on this video. Now, musicians, they're here for entertainment, and they're here to provide a service for us that we don't really appreciate. And then when we lose these artists, we cry, we go into this deep depression and get emotional. This video is about a lot of artists that predicted their own death and knew that things were going to come out a certain way. All right, make sure you guys drop a rest in peace in the comments because we all done lost somebody. So this is going to relate to a lot of people, and let's get right into this.
These musicians predicted their own death. Number 1, XXXTentacion. In his documentary Look at Me, X told his record label the age at which he'd die.
And he just looked me dead in the eye and he was like, I'm not gonna make it past 21.
Also making it clear on Instagram Live that he knew that he'd die young.
If I'm gonna die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy.
The final music video he'd ever film was him attending his own funeral, explaining exactly how he thought it had happened to DJ Academics.
Wow. How does this story end?
I live as long as I possibly can, and then boom, I die either of old age or somebody murder me or some shit. You shoot me in my brain, I only gotta feel 2 seconds of pain, and then I don't gotta look at you or look at nobody no more. That's easy.
He'd add whoever killed him would be a stupid person who doesn't care about their life enough to try me, but those people exist everywhere. DJ Academics then asks about his car.
Hey yo, how often you drive that I-8, bro?
With X then responding, bro, I be driving that and I'm scared as hell, because everyone knows what I drive. People have swerved to record me. I've been scared and thought I was going to die. Well, whilst driving that exact car, 6 months prior to his 21st birthday, X was shot by a group of idiots who didn't care about their life, just as he almost predicted perfectly. When the CCTV footage was then released publicly, fans realized that his song Train Food described exactly what had happened. No clue what there was next for me. Remember, there was people walking, talking in the distance. I was dressed for winter weather, but the summer rays were kissing me. In the distance, he awaited me, with John Lennon predicting his similar fate.
Now, Triple X for me was somebody that when he passed away, I became a fan. So I'm not one of these fake ass content creators that come online and be like, oh, they praising him, because that's not the truth. Once he passed away and I listened to his music and I listened to the substance and I see the impact that it had on y'all, the fans, it really affected me. And I became a fan of him then. But rest in peace to him. You already know we got other people on here, guys, but we want to show respect about the video.
Although with even better accuracy. Fans had already predicted exactly how he'd die.
Dear Mr. Lennon, from information I received while using a Ouija board, I believe that there will be an attempt to assassinate you.
With Lennon stating in a 1965 interview, we'll either go in a plane crash or we'll be popped off by some loony. 4 years later, he'd released the song Come Together, which contained one creepy line over and over and over, shoot me. The Beatles had also made a song called Happiness is a Warm Gun, talking about the joy that a person gets from shooting. However, there was one more even crazier prediction. A local astrologer warned John Lennon he would be shot on an island, prompting the couple to cancel a planned yachting trip around the Greek islands on a boat. In fact, he was not shot on a Greek island, but an American one, Manhattan Island, by some loony who only pulled the trigger for his own sick enjoyment. John Lennon died on the same day as Juice WRLD, December 8th, 39 years apart.
Now, if you were affected by John Lennon, I need you to tell me a story about what happened the day that you found out that he passed away. Some people in here can relate. Let me know. Also, tell me what you were doing the day that Juice WRLD passed away. Rest in peace.
Which becomes even weirder when looking at Juice WRLD's lyrics. In the song You Wouldn't Understand, he initially confirms that he listens to John Lennon. Then in All Girls Are the Same, he'd instead claim that he really felt like John Lennon, which was repeated in a different track named New Girl. However, most notably, in the song Way Too Much, Juice WRLD calls himself a drug-abusing, codeine-using, modern-day John Lennon, which would be the exact exact substance that led to Juice WRLD's overdose. It was December 8th, 2019, a Sunday. Well, in the song Sippin' Red, Juice WRLD states, "I'm really starting to like my demons. One day, yeah, I really want to meet them. One day, I'ma meet him on a Sunday." He'd also predict exactly how it'd happen. "I wonder if my habits will kill me. I don't know why, but I get that feeling," further predicting when it would happen in the classic hit song Legends. What's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21.
We're not gonna make it to 21. You don't feel that way, do you? Or do you honestly feel that way?
Juice WRLD died only 6 days after his 21st birthday. As for the 27 club, Jimi Hendrix knew.
All right, Juice WRLD. The day that Juice WRLD passed away, if you're a parent, right, a hashtag parent gang in the comments. I felt like how you would feel if you lost a child. It hit me a little bit different. And the reason that it hit me different is because he made a childish mistake. The choice that he make is not something that I really think that if he could do it all again, he wouldn't have did it. And it hurt because when you found out exactly what happened and how it happened, it was like, damn, he probably didn't think that would happen. But yeah, rest in peace to Juice WRLD as well.
That he'd be a part of that. In an interview, he'd bluntly state, "I'm not sure I will live to be 28 years old." Similarly, during a 1969 trip to Morocco, Hendrix visited a clairvoyant. When they flipped over a death card, Hendrix took the prediction literally. "I'm going to die before I'm 30, he told a friend. Hendrix further told his fashion designer,
"I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing what I'm doing."
But there was no better prediction than his song The Ballad of Jimmy. He'd write the lyrics, "Many things he would try, for he knew soon he'd die. Now Jimmy's gone, he's not alone. His memory still lives on. He's not gone, he's just dead. 5 years this he said." Jimi Hendrix recorded the song in October 1965, then died 4 years 11 months later in September 1970, just 1 month shy of his 5-year prophecy. John Denver's prediction was
It's a power in words. If you agree, right? Power. You got to watch what you put into the universe. Sometimes you're putting the wrong things into the universe. Sometimes you're putting out the wrong message. And that's the things that you're getting back from the universe. So watch what you put in the universe. You might be putting out the wrong message, and the universe is going to get you exactly what you asked for.
A bit more accidental. You surely know him from his most popular song, Country Roads Take Me Home, West Virginia. But it's his 6th most popular song that's a little more intriguing. Titled Leaving on a Jet Plane, he talks about hopping on a flight and never coming back. Now the time has come to leave you. One more time let me kiss you, and I'll be on my way. Hold me like you'll never let me go, cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Well, 28 years after writing these lyrics, John Denver took a flight and never came back, crashing into Monterey Bay just south of San Francisco. This song hits way more once you know that he died at a plane crash. This man left us way too soon, whilst Lil Peep's entire discography repeatedly predicted how he'd die.
Definitely, guys, let me know a little bit about John Denver passing away. I really don't know much, so fill me in the comments.
The first lines on his very first mixtape was, "I got a feeling that I'm not gonna be here for next year, so let's laugh a little before I'm gone." When asked about death, he'd further add,
"Everything changes with time. Like, you can't predict where you're gonna be next year. You have no idea."
Which was the main theme in countless different songs. In Life is Beautiful, he'd state, "I think I'ma die alone inside my room," whilst in a different song, Falling for Me, Peep expressed, "I don't want to die, I don't want to OD." As a result, Adam22 joked,
"When you come in and see that, just know that that's a Lil Peep memorial. Well, not a memorial because he's not dead yet, but he's working on it."
Having no clue what would happen only 6 months later, Peep would make a final Instagram post reading, "When I die you'll love me," which would happen the very next day. Peep overdosed alone inside his tour bus, described exactly in songs like Runaway, "I was dying and nobody was there." Tupac had a line.
Now, I'm gonna ask a question. If there was a gun in your head and they said, name 5 Lil Peep songs or boom, it's over, what would happen? Would you live or die? Let me know in the comments. I don't know even one song. Rest in peace to him as well, though.
That was even more chilling. "I've been shot and murdered. Can't tell you how it happened."
Oh, I need 2s in the comments for my boy Tupac, man. I need 2s in the comments for my boy Tupac, man.
happened word for word. He'd also release a song called If I Die Tonight, on which he raps, "I hope they bury me and send me to my rest." Headlines reading, "Murdered to death, my last breath." Tupac was already shot at the age of 23, at which point he'd tell a journalist, "They didn't get me this time, but it's coming." The journalist then asked,
What do you think's gonna happen in 15 years for you, in 10 years? Where do you see yourself?
to which Tupac responded,
Best case, in the cemetery. Not in the cemetery. Sprinkled in ashes, smoked up by my homies.
he'd therefore also tell a friend, "I ain't gonna be around long enough to have kids." Tupac added, "I'm telling you, I ain't gonna live past 25. At the age of 24, he'd released the song Death Around the Corner and claimed he was having visions of leaving here in a hearse. The final music video he ever made was for I Ain't Mad at Ya, in which he walks out of a venue and is gunned down unexpectedly. 4 months after filming it, Tupac walked out of a Mike Tyson boxing match and was gunned down unexpectedly. He was, as predicted, 25 years old. But you can't
Yo, when Tupac died, right, real quick, and make sure y'all definitely drop them twos. When he died, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like one of those conspiracies. Oh, they lied. He faked his death, whatever. 1, 2, I thought he would survive because he already had got, shot before. So I kind of realized that I thought he would survive. So when he did, so I didn't expect him not to. So it was that much of a shock for me. I live in Vegas now, so it wasn't really till I came to Vegas and really went to the corner where it all happened that I really put 2 and 2 together and really understood. I really became a fan of him after he passed away too. I wasn't a fan of him. I was a fan of Biggie. I'm from the East Coast. Let me know where y'all from. I'm from the East Coast. So yeah, we wasn't listening to Pac. I was listening to Biggie. So
talk about Tupac without mentioning Biggie, whose one and only album he released while alive was eerily titled Ready to Die.
I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'll be waking up paranoid. I'll be really scared.
It featured songs like Who Shot Ya and Everyday Struggle, on which he states, "Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door." On another song he raps, "I swear to God I feel like death is effing calling me, but it's this interview here that's just downright scary." Biggie announces the name of his new second album, Life After Death, to be released a month after the interview. Well, 13 days later, Biggie was shot and killed, meaning Life After Death was released 16 days after he actually died. It featured songs such as Last Day and Somebody's Gotta Die, then closes with a track titled You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You. Mac Miller's songs followed a
now when Big died, I'm gonna tell you what's different about that. He passed, right? It was crazy because now you were making up, accusations in East Coast, West Coast. Make sure y'all touch on this in the comments because it was real deep at the time. But when this album came out, it was so eerie. It was such a good album, but it was so eerie because everything he talked about on that album is really ultimately his demise. So it's kind of crazy. Rest in peace in the comments.
There's an extremely long Reddit post highlighting every Mac Miller lyric that foreshadowed his death, and even then the top comment is, "There's more than that, my friend." Many come from his 2014 mixtape Faces, which featured songs like Funeral and Grand Finale, as well as lines perfectly predicting, "Suppose I'll die alone from an overdose of some sort." On the mixtape he'd further state, "A drug habit like Philip Hoffman will probably put me in a coffin," although 2 years later he'd changed his tune. In his Stopped Making Excuses documentary, Mac stated,
"Overdosing is just not cool.
Wow.
There's no legendary romance. You don't go down in history because you overdosed.
Wow.
You just die."
On his song Perfect Circle / Godspeed, Mac further added, "Everybody say I need rehab. They don't want me to OD and have to talk to my mother, telling her they could have done more to help me, and she'll be crying saying that she'll do anything to have me back. I need to wake up before one morning I don't wake up." On That's Life, Mac Miller told the world, "I'm headed to the other side, where the grass is always greener." However, there was no crazier line than this one rapped on Brand Name. "To everyone who sell me drugs, don't mix it with that bullshit. I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club." Well, Mac died 3 months before turning 27, overdosing on pills mixed with fentanyl. One of his final lines, released just 35 days beforehand, "I can feel my fingers slipping. In a motherfucking instant, I'll be gone."
Wow.
These
So,
musicians predicted their own.
So, this was deep. You know why it's deep? Because this many people can have that much of an impact. Everybody on the screen has had this much of an impact and did not know. My uncle, Jean-Michel Basquiat, famous painter, he died young as well. And that's what I was thinking about as I'm watching this. I'm like, yo, that's just crazy because none of these guys really reached their climax of life. You know, they died young. So we got to give people their flowers. Shout out to Nori because that's the concept that he goes off of. And that's the concept I'm on. Give these rappers and give these artists, these people their flowers while they're here. Don't talk about how you watch them go down a drain. You know, you can help somebody. Hopefully this helps somebody. If you can help somebody right now by being honest with your story, drop it in the comments. Why? Because somebody need help. If these people reached out for help or somebody helped them, something could change. Every one of these stories could have been, somebody could have got help. So that's the whole thing I want to end this off with, man. Shout out to the people that stayed this long to hear what I got to say. Make sure y'all subscribe at the top bell. I want 100,000 subs by the New Year's, so I'm out of here.